minute. Albert, you sent me an email, didn't you? I didn't look at the picture yet. Um, I'll look at it and I'll answer you. Just realize it was incredible volatility due to no liquidity on the micro gold. That's what caused the crazy move. But I'll look at your picture and I'll answer directly what you're asking. Also, okay, folks, welcome to the natural gas storage room. Natural gas storage report, 10-minute trades, trade room. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10-minute trades. And as always, don't forget, it's possible to lose money trading futures, so trade carefully, please. Now, I left up an important piece of information that I think has been greatly affecting what's going on with natural gas and why the trades have been really good for a long time. The volume on natural gas is 4 times higher than it used to be a year and a half ago. That creates better trades. There's better liquidity, there's better volume. You get more stable moves after the news is released. That, in my opinion, is the major reason that natural gas is trading so much better over the past year and a half, maybe longer. What we've been seeing, if you look at NG11, which is the front month, okay, that's the month that's not, it's got at least another week. We've got 8 days until rollover. There's already daily volume of 38,000, which is what natural gas, what used to be the norm for natural gas. We used to trade natural gas every week when the volume was 35,000. That was the total volume. Now it's 100,000 plus 38. So natural gas volume has been very much larger than it's been in the past. Excuse me. Now it's interesting, natural gas is down a lot today. And one of the reasons, you've got to think it's been hitting all-time highs. One of the things they've been talking about on the news in natural gas is that it's been hitting all-time highs. Probably because of hurricanes and damage to processing, generating plants, shipping issues, all sorts of supply chain affects natural gas. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice this morning. So it's not unusual. Obviously, it's not unusual when an index makes all-time highs that it kicks back and gives some of that back. Then normally it'll probably go back and make new highs again. A lot of times that's what'll happen. Not always, but especially with a commodity that has the possibility of being in difficult supplies for the next year. Maybe going forward, there's a lot of natural gas being used as a general rule. And there's less supplies, which drives the price up. That's part of the reason. And then you have the bad weather also creating supply shortages. So I want to show you something else. I did a lot of research. I mean, it didn't take that long. So I'll say I did some research. And now I'm angry because I have the wrong file here. Give me a second. I hope I didn't misplace the file. Let me see if I can find this report. Bear with me. I hope I didn't misplace it. Give me a second, folks. I gotta find this. Because if I don't find it, well, I can summarize it, but I'd like to show you. Did I file it by accident? Maybe. Yeah, I did. Okay, so what I was saying is I did some research on the natural gas trades, and I hope you can see this. Going back to April, when we started trading natural gas, when we started trading family money trades in April. So natural gas, if you traded every week. Now I took real weeks that we traded versus real weeks members traded because I didn't trade it live every week and calculated natural gas's results since April. Give me 1 second. My sheet is working terribly. Let me shrink it. There we go. What the heck? All right. This is really frustrating. Give me a second. There's my data. Okay. So natural gas since April, $3,390 in profits, $1,380 in losses, for a total profit of $2,000. So what's my point? Now there are multiple ways to trade natural gas. That was with a variety of different ways. There were some weeks where we traded one contract. Some weeks where we traded two. Some weeks where three were traded. There were very few stop outs. One full stop. One full stop, two full stops trading two contracts. One stop trading one contract, one contract. Point is, I can't make natural gas a money trade today, but with those numbers, how can we not accept natural gas as a family money trade? It looks to me like natural gas needs to be traded as a family money trade. That's what I think. Now, I would think that some people probably are not comfortable trading natural gas. So I would like your opinion. I mean, there's a lot of people here. Tell me what you think. I mean, if you traded, so there's four ways, at least four ways that you can trade natural gas. Okay. So let's go from worst to best, in my opinion, worst to best. So the worst way to trade natural gas, in my opinion, let's get the DMM, all right? The biggest issue, can everybody hear me? I mean, nobody's even responding. I just want to make sure that everybody's there. Everybody out there? Okay, thank you. All right. I want to thank people for watching us on YouTube also. Hey, folks on YouTube, if you'd be kind enough, give us a couple of likes, please. It would really be helpful for us. So, all right. So you are actually here. I'm not talking into the wind. How's the sound? I'm using a different headset. How's the sound? Sound all right? Just curious. Sound is very good. Good. Okay. So here's the deal. All right. The biggest issue with natural gas is the stop size. It's got a big stop and it has small targets. So it's a problem. It's a problem for risk reward. So if you don't want to trade natural gas, then it should not be one of the trades that you take. But when you have $2,000 in profits and only 1,000 in losses, it has to be. It's a family money trade. It's making more money than Australia jobs. It's making more money than retail, right? But the problem is, and you must understand the potential problem that natural gas, what it can do. It can blow through your stops. It can cause you to lose double what you think you're going to lose. And it could put you in a trade so that you have to call your broker. Now, has that happened in a year and a half? No, it has not. There have been no natural gas trades that have been so insane that chaos, uncontrollable chaos, resulted. So, yes, natural gas has a history of chaos, but it never had this kind of volume either. And what's really interesting, even last week, I got an error trading natural gas because the trade was so fast, but it hit my targets and exited, and I made my profit. And the error was, okay, I can't find your stop, but the trade was over. So sometimes you'll have an error and it does not matter. Plenty of times you'll have an error and you'll make money. Plenty of times you'll have an error and it'll be a terrible trade. It's almost a wash on all of those. But see what happened? It had a quick move. The trade was over. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Let me get the right trade. It was September 9th. It's going to have a quick move to the downside, if I remember correctly. I thought it was a short. Yeah, it was. That was really fast. You're going to get an error when a trade takes place that fast. But it went so far past my targets. I was only trading one contract and I was only looking for 8 ticks. Okay. That's the second way that I would consider trading natural gas. The worst way to trade natural gas is one position for a target of 5, because that's our first target. The reason I don't like that way to trade is because the stop is 15 and you're risking 150 plus a couple of ticks. If you get slippage on the bad side, you're risking $150 just to make 50. I don't like that. I really don't like that. I think it makes more sense if you're going to trade natural gas, you don't want much risk, and you just want to trade one contract, go for 8 to 10 ticks. 8 makes sense because it's our second target. Okay? 8 is our second target. However, I am thinking, and I want Chantal's help on this, I want to analyze whether we can up our third target on natural gas. So Chantal, I have 3 jobs for you. I don't think you remember what they are, but I do. So that's question number one. If you're going to trade natural gas, I would consider as one of the lower risk trades, go for 8 ticks, and we feel pretty strongly the stop of 15 is valid. I think we should check that again also. If we can get the stop down to 12 or 13, it would help a lot. It would help a lot. Now, you can use a stop at 12 or 13, and if it winds up hurting too many trades, then you got to go back. That's, and that's an expensive way to find out. But natural gas sometimes moves so fast, the only way to find out might be live. The third way to trade, so you got two ways to trade natural gas. The worst way, target of 5, stop of 15. That's the worst way. Second way, which is medium, target of 8 to 10, normal stop of 15. Possibly a very interesting way to trade natural gas, 2 contracts, target of 5, target of 8, until we do our analysis, okay? Our analysis for larger targets, slightly larger targets. It might be we could do 5 and 10. Might be very possible to do 5 and 10, and also a target of 15 to 17 on the high side. And then the third way to trade natural gas, which in some ways, while it's the highest risk, it gives you your best profits, 3 contracts, targets of 5, right now targets of 5, 8, and 12. Targets of 5, 8, and 12. So I'm not trading natural gas as a money trade today. I'm just going to trade 1 contract for 8 ticks. And then when we get a next week, I'm going to try and get our analysis done before next week. And I feel that natural gas needs to be a family money trade. And I'm just wondering what everybody else thinks. Anybody have an opinion? Anybody? Are you willing to trade natural gas? And if you are, which method would you use? 1 contract, 2 contracts? Albert, you like risk. Albert, you like risk. AM, your ID is good. Fred, I know. I understand, Fred. I understand. The problem, Fred, is it's been so great for 2 months. It's been great. And the minute you trade it, you're going to have a bad trade, the first trade, and it's going to kill your confidence. That's what you want to avoid. You don't want to kill your confidence. But it is risky. I'm telling everybody up front, natural gas has risk, right? I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that natural gas has risk, but with all the risk that it has, since April, it's up $2,000. So you have to swallow the risk and trade it and see how it goes. But if you have a tiny account under $5,000 or even under $6,000, I probably would pass on natural gas. There is no micro. There is no micro on natural gas yet. I hope that there will be soon, because I think it will get popular like oil is popular. The oil micro is getting popular. Now, so I'm willing to lose money today. One contract. It's not a money trade yet. So we're still subject to testing. So I'll trade it in my test account. The entry is 1029.59. And you can certainly go for 8, 9, or 10 ticks. Either or is fine. I need to change my account. Let me change my account. So change, disconnect, connect our little account. I don't even know what's in that account. Okay. So I'll test this setup, check the setup one more time. First thing I'm going to do is check my sync. Time.is is our sync. We're on 10 tests. The volume is way, way higher on 10. Oil's on 11. Gas is on 10. Gas rolls over about a week after oil. A week after oil, at least. Obviously, always check the volume. Learn how to check the volume so if we're not in the room and you want to trade, you always know how to check the volume. And the liquidity, if you want to see it. Bracket is 5. It's a 10-second cancel. I'm just looking for 8 ticks. No guarantee it's going to win today. There's been like 12 winners in a row. There's been an incredible amount of winners in a row. Entry is 1029.59. And then I like to label the trade. Put my charts on live. So they're expecting a pretty big build of natural gas, 76 billion. 76 billion. Is Financial Juice expecting the same? Yes. They're also expecting 76 billion. That's a lot. It's a lot of gas. Let's look at September 2nd's report. There have been reports that look good and they have not been good. And I wrote those as losers. I didn't calculate those as winners. I made sure that when I calculated the numbers, if members lost money, the trade was calculated as a loser. Even if the report said winner. I didn't go by the report. I went by the journal, my journal of trades in the room. So the numbers are very accurate, in my opinion. And then let's look at July. July 29th. July 29th, natural gas was a winner. Let's look at the 22nd, because the 22nd looked like a good trade, and it was actually a loser. Let me find, if I can find that one real quick. I did not have that one set up to show. July 22nd. Give me a second. Naturally, that one I can't find. If I can't find it, we're too close to the report to spend much time looking for it. 722, but that trade was filled at the candle top or bottom, which sometimes happens with natural gas. It fills in the wrong place. Now, normally when the volume is high, we don't see that. So it's unfortunate. That's one video I can't find. 722. I'll have to track that down. That's an important one. $7.29. Quick look the week after. And that was a 3-target winner. Okay. So 5-tick bracket. We'll see what happens. I always like to check my time before the trade a couple of times. And the website loves my computer. It puts me in sync all the time. It loves my computer. I know that some people struggle with sync. It's one of those issues that we're always dealing with. All right, we got about 2.5 minutes. All right, so we'll be looking for, they're looking for 76 billion. It's a lot of gas. My gut feeling is there will be less than that, and gas will go up. But there's a very large trend down today. So maybe there will be a build. Maybe there'll be more gas around and price will push down. Even though it's down a lot, it may not have a very good move today on the downside because it's already down a lot. So that's pretty strong volatility on the day. You know, that's within 15 hours. So I did something wrong. Something happened where my trade, I must have put the wrong time in. So hang on. I'll see if I can fix this. Nobody saw my mistake. 10:28:59 I put in by accident. So I can fix it and still trade it. I had a flat trade. I was able to get out. really quickly. It's too bad I was up 2 ticks and getting out really quick got me out flat. No one saw me type the wrong time. No one helped me. Thank you. Well, this is the reason we don't trade natural gas. So that's why natural gas cannot be a family money trade, right? I have never seen, this is exactly what I was saying about a potential, what natural gas after 2 months of trading normally, it should have been a move straight down. And it whipped so fast, left, I mean, I'm not in the market, it left an order up, but that order isn't there. And if I bring back my platform, so I think the answer is that we can't do it. As much as it still would be profitable, it would still be profitable. I think having that type of a result will make, it just makes the trading, I think most people can't deal with that kind of a result. I can take it if natural gas occasionally does that. Occasionally. TJ, why do you love this report? Why do you love this report? I mean, that is so chaotic. That's the most chaotic I think that I've ever seen natural gas. It's the most chaotic I've ever seen it. Now, any trading of this report, as I said, it is still not a family money trade. Now you have to really think whether or not it can be a trade, a valid trade, because of what it did today. You have to really question whether or not you want to trade it. Now, if you were trading multiple contracts, it can really hurt. It can really hurt. So the risk, the first thing I said when we got here is the risk that natural gas can place on an account. It can potentially do what it did today. And that's the first time in a year and a half it's done something like that. Look at this. Look at the move. So I probably can't allow natural gas to be a family money trade because of that, because of the possibility of it having that kind of a response. I mean, I know it can have that kind of response. Here's what it did. It's mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling. It went up so fast that there's no way it could find a stop. It can't, nothing was ready to be placed. It took place so fast. It's amazing that so many people made money on it. It's amazing that so many people made money on it, and just as many people lost money on it. That's one of the fastest whipsaws I've ever seen in my life, and it continued to whip. It continued to whip. So unfortunately, even with the profit, so you take, if I took my loss out of that profit, I'm still up about 1,500 on natural gas. But it's too dangerous risk profile to allow it to be a family money trade. So the decision's been made by natural gas. The decision's been made. It cannot be. It just can't be because of the potential. Even if it does that once, it's so upsetting to so many people that it can't be. We can't make it a family trade because of that. If we want to trade it, it'll have to trade in the test account. That's the only place it can trade. And there was a build. The issue is it didn't respond the way that it should have, but it has responded the way that it should have for almost a year and a half. So that's the problem. That's the problem. That is the problem. If you trade a maximum of 2 contracts, that might be the only manageable way to trade natural gas. Trading 2 contracts, because there have been so many winners, it will offset a 2 contract loser, as long as it only does that once a year, once every 6 months. But look, it's clear that it can't be a family money trade because of the risk. It's just too much risk. Too much risk. Our next room is tomorrow. Give me 1 second. Tomorrow at 9:30. We'll be here tomorrow at 9:30. So the issue is, if you're trading natural gas, it's risk. I mean, I said it before the trade. The risk is high. The risk is high. It lulls you. It lulls you because it traded literally almost 18 months without doing that. That is the first time I can even remember that it did that kind of a whipsaw. But when I first started trading natural gas, it did that often. It did that often. All right. I am very sorry if people traded and lost money. But it definitely is not a family money trade because of the type of movement that's possible. And, the thing is, any trade, anything you trade can do that. It's a reality of trading an event. Any event can do that. I've seen that happen on a WASD report. Now, everybody absolutely loves the WASD report, and it's done it on WASD. I wish I remembered, and it did it this year on WASD. It's not. So the point is, there's no guarantees that an event like that can't happen on the best trade that you trade. But the offset of your winners is what keeps you functioning. And sometimes, so you don't want to trade but if there's a trade that has a higher probability of acting in that way, those are trades you don't want to trade with a lot of contracts. So I would think 2 would be the maximum that I would be interested in trading natural gas if I was going to trade it on a regular basis. And if I had traded it on a regular basis from April, it would still be profitable trading the way I traded it today. The maximum I would have traded today would have been 2 contracts. I agree. I think that the probability of it happening on natural gas is higher, but the news today, the result, should not have created that kind of a move. It should not have created that kind of a move. But that's something that natural gas, it has a history. It has a history. It can do that. It can do it. So we'll be here at 9:30 tomorrow morning. I'll see everybody in the morning, 9:30. Any questions? Any last questions? Jody, that's good. If that's your plan, that's what you got to do. Stick to your plan. Natural gas has has risk. It has risk. It hit target one for some people. I mean, that happened to me on another trade. But last night, Australia hit target one and it whipped. This has been a tremendously whippy week. Tremendously whippy week. A lot of very bizarre market reactions. So we have to be careful for a week. I think we have to just pull it back for a week and be careful. All right. I'll see everybody tomorrow, 9:30 in the room. And I don't see any other questions, so I'll see everybody later. Okay. I'll see you all. Take care.